Bang! Let's go! Yo! Today is June 30th. We are on pages 58 and 59. It's the features article, and oh man, this is so interesting. We have an ancient Egyptian article about Ushabti, good partners for the afterlife.
没错，我们今天要继续介绍的呢，就是我们昨天介绍的 Ushabti。好，如果说今天你觉得人生好累，对不对？好，如果你相信死后的世界的话，那你呢，不妨可以为自己准备一些 Ushabti， 他在死后的时候会来服侍你。我们昨天简单的介绍一下 Ushabti 的历史，而且也跟各位介绍说，开始的时候只有王公贵族，他们这些很有钱的人才可以有 Ushabti， 到后来每个人。各种平民百姓，他们也有 Ushabti， 只是数量多与少的问题。那我们今天呢，来看一下塔尼斯这个地方发现的新的 Ushabti 俑，到底是给我们什么样的资讯
？All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got paragraph 1.
Ushabti, good partners for the afterlife.Recently, a significant discovery was made in Tanis, a major archaeological site in the northeastern Nile Delta of Egypt. In 2025, a team of French researchers unearthed 225 royal Ushabti figurines. The discovery was both unexpected and historically important for the ancient capital.The figurines were found in layers of silt beside a granite sarcophagus that had previously been discovered without a confirmed owner at the time. Later evidence strongly suggests that the sarcophagus may have belonged to King Shoshank III. He was one of the most prominent rulers of Egypt's 22nd dynasty.and was known for his major building projects. However, the tomb chamber itself was originally built for King Usarkhan II, an earlier ruler of the same dynasty. According to the researchers, it remains unclear whether Shoshank III was directly buried in Usarkhan II's tomb or whether his burial goods were later moved there for protection. The next stage of the project will focus on a detailed study of the newly found inscriptions in the chamber of Usarkhan II's tomb. These findings may help reveal further clues about the burial circumstances of Shoshank III. As research continues, Tanis's history is proving to be far more complex than previously believed, with each discovery adding to our understanding of how Egypt's pharaohs were prepared for eternity.
Okay, friends, we all love ancient Egypt, and we know the pyramids,金字塔 in Egypt are very old. But how old are they? Well, maybe you have heard of the famous queen of Egypt called Cleopatra.
没错，各位，你可能想说这金字塔到底有多老呢？也许有听过那个 Cleopatra， 就是埃及艳后。
Okay, so we live closer to the time of Cleopatra than Cleopatra lived to the building of the pyramids. If you can believe that.
哇，所以说今天如果你要去想我们跟这个 Cleopatra 之间的这个距离，还比 Cleopatra 跟金字塔的距离要近，那可见这个金字塔有多久了。
That's right. So even for Cleopatra 2,000 years ago, she's like, oh yeah, these are like she's closer to us. That's crazy to think about. That's how old the oldest pyramids are. And today they're just made of rock, but they used to be covered in beautiful, glowing marble. And that was all stolen and taken away. 糟糕. All right. Recently, a significant discovery was made in Tanis, a major archaeological site in the northeastern Nile Delta of Egypt. Let's look at this word archaeological. It's very hard and you need to practice it. Archaeological.
archaeological 它是从这个 archaeology 这个字考古学演变出来，它的重音还有往后再跑一格，所以这个字的话要特别注意它的这个发音哦。还是要看这边这句话，第一句话说 Recently a significant discovery was made in Tanis， 这边的话就是说最近呢在埃及的这个塔尼斯呢有一个重大的发现 significant 就是 important重要的意思，然后他就后面逗号说 a major archaeological site， 好，把它念慢一点，好，这是一个非常重要的考古遗址 in the northeastern Nile Delta of Egypt， 它是位于在埃及尼罗河三角洲的东北部，它的一个重要的考古遗址哦。
Okay, let's look at the word archaeological. Let's break it down. AR is easy. CH is usually ch.But sometimes it's k, like Chris, 写一个 K. Now, 这个 AE, number one, that's how you know this is a Greek word. 这个 AE. 这个 AE 就发 EE. 你下面写 EE. So, archaeological. 后面比较简单. Archaeological. If you practice it and write down your phonics, it's not too scary. Let's continue. In 2025,a team of French researchers unearthed 225 royal Ushabti figurines. So remember, they're kind of everywhere. So if you find a new tomb, you're probably going to find Ushabti unless these are super old tombs.OK,
所以在这里的话呢，老师就提到说，其实事实上，如果你去找到非常非常古老的这些墓里面，也许没有乌沙布提，但是比较新进的墓里面，多半都会有乌沙布提俑哦。所以这个地方我们看到这句话说 ，In 2025， 在2025年去年的时候呢 ，a team of French researchers 有一个法国的研究团队 unearthed， 好，就是变成是他出土了，他挖掘出了。2025 Royal Ushabti figurines， 他挖出了这种皇家的这种乌沙布提俑，然后挖出了225尊哦。
The discovery was both unexpected and historically important for the ancient capital. Sorry, 那个 unexpected 跑到那边 historically important for the ancient capital. Now, in capital, we see the word CAP, and that means your hat. A capital is the top most important city.
The discovery was both unexpected, 是没有料到、出乎意料的 and historically important, 好，就是在历史上面具有重要意义的这样的墓 for the ancient capital. For the ancient capital, capital 这个字老师刚刚介绍过，就是首都的意思，最重要的城市。Ancient capital 就是指古代的，好，还有那种历史古都。
Okay, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we got paragraph 2. Hey friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're on pages 58 and 59, and we're talking about Ushabti, your little servants that help you in the afterlife after you are deceased. And we just learned that French researchers dug up 225 royal Ushabti figurines. Let's learn more. The figurines were found in layers of silt beside a granite sarcophagus that had previously been discovered without a confirmed owner at the time. Wow, this is a tough sentence. So, silt is the mud that floats in water. Like if you have a river and you scoop some water, you can see the mud in the water. That's silt. Granite is a very hard rock. And sarcophagus, you know what it means actually? It's Greek also. So you could see how important Greek is for ancient Egypt. So it means stone that eats a dead body. It literally means it eats the dead body because you put the mummy inside and what happens to it? It, like down. And it's inside rock. So sarcophagus is a rock that eats dead bodies.
哇，所以这个词 sarcophagus 它的这个字的意思本身就是石头吃掉身体。好，这个就是说你把这个木乃伊放里面嘛，它慢慢烂掉，然后就被石头吃掉这样的感觉。所以我们看这句话哈，他说 the figurines 这些你所看到这些乌纱布提俑呢 were found in layers of silt。Silt 指的是那个泥层，好，如果说今天老师刚刚提到说啊，你就把这个泥水这样捞起来，还会有一层这个东西，那个叫做 silt。Beside a granite sarcophagus， 它是在一个花岗岩石的这种棺木的旁边 ，that had previously been discovered without a confirmed owner at the time。在当时发现的时候呢，其实还不知道是谁的墓哦，当时还不知道，现在当然是晓得了嘛，对不对？所以在这个地方 without a confirm 这个字的意思是确认，所以 without a confirmed owner 就是这个主人的身份还没有被确认，当时还没确认。
So you probably know holong in English is the word throat. I have a sore throat. There's another word for throat. It's called your esophagus. Sarcophagus. You see the E in it? You see that? It hides. It just hides right in it. So the sar is the rock, and the esophagus is a very fancy word for throat. And what do? You eat food, and it goes down your esophagus. And there's a sarcophagus.
没错 ，esophagus 就是的食道的意思，所以说它听起来是个很 fancy 的 word， 刚好跟这个 sarcophagus， 你可以看出它之间的这种相关性。
Here we go. Let's continue. Later evidence strongly suggests that the sarcophagus may have belonged to King Shoshenq III.
好，接下来告诉你的 later evidence， 接下来后面的这些证据 ，evidence 这个字要特别注意的，它是一个不可数的名词哦，所以比较不会看到 evidence 加 s 的情况。所以说 later evidence 就是后来的这个证据呢 ，strongly suggests 显示出很有可能怎么样呢？ That the sarcophagus may have belonged to King Shoshenq III。他的这个主人很可能是舍顺克三世。这个地方我希望你把这个 may have belonged 把它框起来。当你今天说 may have 加 VPP 的情况，是针对过去事件所做的推测，所以你可以说 may have VPP。might have VPP 跟 must have VPP 都是针对过去你不知道是真是假是对是错，但是你做出最可能推测的时候，你会使用 may have VPP 这样的情况。
Let's look at King Shoshenq III. Now, 你说 the but 没有 she. That's right. If you are interested in history in English, when we talk about king, the de die, dr die, we say 人名 the and then number first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And we use these Roman numerals. This is a Roman number, I. It means 3. And the 你不要写. You just have to remember it. Shoshenq III. He was one of the most prominent rulers of Egypt's 22nd dynasty and was known for his major building projects.
好，所以现在我们看下一句话 He was one of the most prominent rulers。好，这个 rulers 当然指的是统治者。那如果说提到 prominent 这个字，本来就是这种尖出来的，一看到就很显眼。你也可以说这个是非常非常杰出的这种意思。最著名的这个统治者之一就是他了。他就告诉你说，那 Egypt's 22nd dynasty 好是22代这个朝代。好 ，dynasty 这个字就是一个朝代，可能一个君王就是一个朝代。And was known for his major building projects。他呢非常非常擅长去建筑这种宏伟的建筑工程。
So in Latin, it literally means to stick out. So like we often talk about people, if you remember the Korean, if I had your Facebook club article at the beginning of the month, they talked about they like Korean men to have a prominent V-shaped chin. So it sticks out a little bit. And in Hollywood, they really love a prominent jaw. You want that really to stick out. Prominent means to stick out. Look at the word dynasty. That D-Y-N means power in Greek. So there are a lot of words, you'll see this. If you remember it in the future, it will be really useful. So a dynasty is a powerful family that rules for many generations. We also have words like dynamite, TNT, dynamo, and aerodynamics. And 这个 D-Y-N always means power.
没错，所以在 dynasty 这个字的前面3个字 dyn， 它指的是 power 的意思。老师刚刚又举了一些其他句子，像其他的这个 dynamite 或者类似像是 aerodynamic engineering 啊，空气动力学那个动力 power 都藏在这个 dyn 这个词字根里头。
Yeah, if you keep studying English, 那个 dyn 蛮好用的。However, the tomb chamber, that's the room, itself was originally built for King Osorkon II, an earlier ruler of the same dynasty.
好，接下来告诉你说，不过 ，however, the tomb chamber， 好，这个 chamber 的意思就是指它这个墓室，它这个墓室其实原本不是给这个舍顺克三世的。他说 the chamber itself was originally built for King Osorkon II， 它是为了另外一个奥索尔孔二世所建造的哦。然后他告诉你后面逗号后面告诉你说这个奥索尔孔是什么样的人 ，an earlier ruler of the same dynasty。好，他本身也是同一个王朝早一点的这个统治者。
According to the researchers, it remains unclear whether Shoshenq III was directly buried in Osorkon II's tomb or whether his burial goods were later moved there for protection.
好，所以说现在呢，我们现在不知道的事情是什么啊？根据这些研究人员所说的 ，it remains unclear， 这件事还没有办法确定。什么事呢 ？Whether Shoshenq III， 我们舍顺克三世的这个君王 was directly buried in Osorkon II's tomb， 到底他是直接就被葬在这个奥索尔孔二世的这个墓室里头，或者whether his burial goods were later moved there for protection， 或者说今天他这些东西是到后来为了要保持不要被那些盗墓者偷走，所以把它移到奥索尔孔二世的这个墓室里头的。
Okay, with that, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we got paragraph 3. Okay, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. Let's finish our final paragraph. So we have these Ushabti everywhere in ancient Egypt for a very long time. Why did they stop using them? And the answer is, if you remember at the start of today's program, I talked about Queen Cleopatra. And Egypt was a very powerful place for a very long time. But the Greeks became powerful and they saw all the money they had in Egypt. And then Rome even later saw that and they were very interested in all of the farmland they had in North Africa. And the Greeks and the Romans went over to Egypt and they took over. And the Romans especially were usually okay you doing your own culture. We kind of don't care. Just don't cause too much trouble with it. But the Romans were so popular that the Egyptians there started to adopt Roman burial customs. And so Ushabti were not a Roman custom and people stopped using them.
哦，所以到后来的话，其实你可以听到老师刚刚所解释的哈，其实当初的话是那个埃及的话非常非常强盛的一个国家，但后来因为希腊罗马来了之后，慢慢去可能去改变了这个希腊的文化，到后来呢，改变了这个埃及的文化，那埃及人就开始觉得，哦，那我们要跟罗马人一样，按照他们的葬礼仪式，就开始不用他们原本埃及人所使用的 Ushabti 了。
Yeah, and Romans were cool if you wanted to do your own thing, but Romans were rich and they were powerful and usually they were good to work with, and so people just kind of went, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans do, as the saying goes.
没错，入乡随俗嘛。好，说到罗马就跟着罗马人做就对了。所以大家很多时候就说 ，OK， 既然你这么强盛，强势的文化会影响到弱势的文化，所以到后来埃及呢就慢慢采取了罗马的这种葬礼。
Okay, the next stage of the project will focus on a detailed study of the newly found inscriptions in the chamber of Osorkon II's tomb. So remember, an inscription is you slowly cut some information into something. You're not writing it. This is not a pen. You have to slowly cut into stone or wood or clay, and you can make mistakes, and so it has to be really slow.
没错。所以在这个字呢 inscription 我们之前在 Day 1的时候有介绍说很多的乌沙皮上面它都是有刻上这些主人的名字啊，他之前做什么行业，我们现在在这边又看到他了。他这句话写说 The next stage of the project 这个计划的下一个阶段是什么呢？ We'll focus on a detailed study 会去认真的去研究of the newly found inscriptions in the chamber of Osorkon II's tomb 所以这也会去认真研究奥索尔孔二世他在墓室里头所发现的这些铭文到底它的内容是什么意思。
These findings may help reveal further clues about the burial circumstances of Shoshenq III. So your circumstances are just the facts or condition or important events around something.
Yeah, 所以在这边还告诉你说，这些发现 these findings may help reveal 会去揭露出更多 further clues 更多的线索 about the burial circumstances of Shoshenq III 它会更多的线索去告诉你说当初舍顺克三世在被埋葬的时候他相关的 burial circumstances 这边指的可能是这种葬礼的一些习俗啊就是葬俗对不对还有这些相关的线索他到底是直接就被埋葬在这个地方呢还是后来他的东西被搬过来就有更多的线索可以得知了。
Now, if you paid attention to enjoy English school for a long time, you might remember what a clue means. Now, we know it's like 线索, right? But really in English, it means a ball of yarn, a ball of string that you can use to find your way out of a maze, which is a Greek legend. Remember, the Greeks went to Egypt first, and that's why there are so many important Greek ideas alongside of Egypt.
没错，所以这里的话 clue 这个字本来的意思是一个像是纱线一样的，你可以在这个迷宫里面透过纱线慢慢找出自己回来的路。那在这里的情况下就是线索的意思。你也知道说这个字呢是来自于希腊文，因为希腊当初在到埃及的时候也对埃及产生很多影响，所以在埃及的文化里面有非常非常多希腊文的影子哦。
We couldn't read their words for a long time, but we could read Greek. And that's why all of those Greek words are from there, from Greek, not Egyptian language. Okay. As research continues, tennis's history is proving to be far more complex than previously believed, with each discovery adding to our understanding of how Egypt's pharaohs were prepared for eternity.
所以最后这句话告诉你说 as research continues 随着这个研究不断的这种推展Tennis history is proving to be far more complex. 这个塔尼斯的这个历史呢，已经证明了比之前知道的我们所知道的事情更加的复杂 than previously believed. With each discovery adding to our understanding. 好，就是慢慢的找出来的东西，又会增添我们对这个东西的了解。什么东西呢 ？How Egypt's pharaohs 好，到底这些埃及的这些法老呢 were prepared for eternity 他们是怎么样去为自己的永生做好准备的
So, all right, for Enjoy English School, I am Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
This was so interesting. We'll see you next time.